If your organization is scaling cloud workloads, microservices, and automation, you are almost certainly managing far more non-human identities than human users. These machine identities include API keys, service accounts, application tokens, certificates, and workload identities that quietly authenticate services to one another all day, every day. The growth is explosive, and the risk is real. A single leaked key in a source repository or container image can open a path to sensitive data or production infrastructure. That is the challenge Entro Security set out to solve. This review explains what Entro Security does, how it works, where it fits in the security stack, and why enterprises evaluating non-human identity management and secret security are increasingly putting Entro on their shortlist. We will cover discovery, detection, prioritization, remediation, integrations, deployment options, and how teams measure success. Start with the core problem. Traditional identity and access management focuses on people and their logins. But in modern environments, non-human identities outnumber people by 10 to 1 or more. They are created everywhere, inside microservices, CI/CD pipelines, serverless functions, infrastructure as code, and platform automations. They are often long-lived, hard-coded, and overprivileged, and they sprawl across code, repos, cloud accounts, and configuration files. Visibility gaps make it hard to answer basic questions. Where are our secrets? Who and what can they reach? Are they rotated and scoped? What is our blast radius if one is leaked? Entro's platform addresses these questions through 3 pillars. First is continuous discovery and classification. The platform connects to source control like GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket, to CI systems such as Jenkins, Azure DevOps, and CircleCI, to cloud accounts across AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud, and to container and orchestration layers like Docker and Kubernetes. It also integrates with common vaults including HashiCorp Vault, AWS Secrets Manager, Azure Key Vault, and Google Secret Manager. With these connectors, Entro scans code, commit history where allowed, configuration files, images, and environment variables to find secrets and the non-human identities that use them. Deterministic pattern matching is enhanced by machine learning to reduce noise, classify secret types, and identify contexts such as owning service, environment, and privilege level. The second pillar is risk analysis and prioritization. Not all secrets are equal. Entro correlates each secret with where it lives, how exposed it is, and what it can access. A hard-coded production database password in a public or widely shared repository deserves higher priority than a short-lived build token restricted to a staging environment. Entro calculates risk scores based on exposure vectors, network paths, entitlements, usage frequency, and rotation age. Behavioral analytics can flag anomalies such as a build token suddenly used from a new geography or at unusual times. This context allows teams to work on the risks that matter first. The third pillar is remediation and governance. Discovery without action is not enough. Entro provides guided workflows to revoke compromised credentials, rotate long-lived keys, enforce time-to-live policies, and migrate secrets into approved vaults. Policy guardrails plug into developer workflows through pull request checks and CI gates, preventing risky patterns from shipping. Entro encourages zero-trust aligned practices, such as replacing static, permanent credentials with short-lived, scoped credentials using role assumption and token issuance. Over time, organizations move from ad hoc secrets to a governed lifecycle with inventory, ownership, rotation cadence, and automated enforcement. How does AI fit into this? Entro augments deterministic scanning with ML and heuristics for better classification, lower false positives, and smarter prioritization. For example, models can distinguish between test artifacts and real production keys, infer service ownership from code context and commit metadata, and detect unusual usage patterns that may indicate misuse. AI-driven policy suggestions help administrators converge on least privilege by recommending narrower scopes or reduced TTLs based on observed behavior. While automation handles the heavy lifting, controls remain in the hands of security and platform teams to approve, override, or tune policies. Integration breadth is central to value. Beyond repositories and clouds, Entro connects to SEIEM and SOAR tools like Splunk, Microsoft Sentinel, and Elastic to feed alerts and enrich investigations. It links to ticketing systems such as ServiceNow and Jira to open and track remediation tasks, and works alongside identity and privileged access tools like Okta and CyberArk to harmonize strategy between humans and machines. These integrations let teams embed non-human identity risk management into their existing operating model without reinventing processes. Deployment flexibility matters. Entro offers SaaS for rapid time to value and an on-premises option for customers with strict data residency or regulatory requirements. In both models, sensitive content is protected with encryption in transit and at rest, role-based access controls, and single sign-on via SAML or OIDC. Customers should request detailed architecture and data flow diagrams, as well as documentation on attestation and security testing to align with internal policies and vendor risk reviews. What do customers report? Entro has earned a strong reputation with a 5-star rating on Gartner Peer Insights and recognition as a leading vendor in the NHI and secret security category. Users frequently cite comprehensive discovery across code and cloud, clear visualizations of blast radius, rapid onboarding, and practical remediation workflows that reduce mean time to revoke exposed credentials. Teams also value the ability to measure progress with metrics such as secrets discovered and governed, rotation coverage, time to remediate, and the reduction in long-lived credentials across environments. How should buyers evaluate? Start with a proof of value focused on coverage and actionability. Connect at least one major repository organization, one CI system, and one cloud account. Baseline your secrets inventory, validate risk scoring against your context, and run through realistic remediation like rotating a database credential and enforcing CI gates on a new pull request. Measure outcomes: number of high-risk exposures found, time to triage, and effort to remediate. Assess integration fit with your CIEM, ticketing, and Vault, and confirm support for your programming languages, frameworks, and pipeline tooling. Where does Entro sit among alternatives? Think of 2 categories. First, secret stores such as HashiCorp Vault, AWS Secrets Manager, Azure Key Vault, and Google Secret Manager provide secure storage and issuance. Second, discovery and governance platforms identify secrets everywhere and orchestrate safe handling. Entro operates in the second category and complements the first by finding unmanaged secrets, migrating them to approved stores, and enforcing lifecycle controls. Other tools to compare may include Git Guardian, Aculus, Doppler, CyberArk Conjure, Smeek code scanning, and platform-native scanners. The differentiators to probe are coverage across environments, accuracy, remediation depth, and policy automation. Who benefits most? Enterprises with multi-repo, multi-cloud environments, organizations adopting Kubernetes and microservices, SaaS providers subject to compliance frameworks, and teams seeking to reduce exposure from hard-coded credentials and overprivileged service accounts. Typical stakeholders include security engineering, platform and SRE, DevSecOps, and application owners. Finance and compliance teams gain from centralized reporting and evidence of key management controls. Finally, consider success criteria. Aim to cut long-lived static secrets by half within a few quarters, reach high rotation coverage for critical assets, reduce time to remediate exposed credentials from weeks to hours, and enforce preventive controls in CI to stop regressions. With continuous discovery, risk-prioritized workflows, and policy-driven governance, Entro Security gives teams a path to sustainable, scalable non-human identity management and secret security.